Good morning today on this Monday. It's the first Monday of 2023 and I want to say Happy New Year to all of you watching. I hope you all had a marvelous holiday season and a Happy New Year celebration. So, we're here with some news. As we all know, Prince Harry's much anticipated memoir Spare is on the horizon, and now we have some news from ITV Press Center where they have given us all the details on Prince Harry's upcoming promotion for his book with some huge interviews that are on the way. So let's get into the press statement by ITV. Their press release reads and says this: ITV to show UK exclusive Prince Harry interview with Tom Bradby, produced by ITN Productions. So they go on to say that they will have an exclusive interview with the Duke of Sussex next Sunday in which he will talk in depth to Tom Bradby, journalist and ITV News 10 presenter, covering a range of subjects including his personal relationships, never before heard details surrounding the death of his mother, Diana, and a look ahead at his future. The 90-minute program produced by ITN Productions for ITV will be broadcast 2 days before Prince Harry's autobiography, Spare, is published on the 10th of January by Transworld. The book has been billed by publisher Penguin Random House as a, quote, landmark publication full of insight, revelation, and self-examination and hard-won wisdom about the eternal power of love over grief, end quote. Filmed in California, where Harry now resides, Harry, the interview, sees the prince go into unprecedented depth and detail on life in and out of the royal family. Speaking to Tom Bradby, whom he has known for more than 20 years, the Duke of Sussex will share his personal journey in his own words. Michael Jeremy, ITV Director of News and Current Affairs, said, quote, "It's extremely rare for a member of the royal family to speak so openly about their experience at the heart of the institution." He went on to say that Tom Bradby's interview with Prince Harry will be a program that everyone with an informed opinion on the monarchy should want to watch, end quote. ITV Productions Managing Director and Executive Producer Ian Rumsey said, quote, "Harry's version of events contains many elements we've never heard before, as viewers will see. It is a raw and intimate perspective on his relationships with the people closest to him and the moments that have shaped him," end quote. Formed in 2010, ITN Productions is ITN's Oscar-nominated, multi-award-winning production company producing non-fiction content for the UK broadcasters and networks around the world. It is a world leader in fast turnaround documentaries, live debate programs, true crime, and high-rating popular factual shows for broadcasters such as BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, BritBox, Discovery, Netflix, and Amazon. ITN Productions was also commissioned by ITV to produce Harry and Meghan, An African Journey in 2019. So in the press release, they have added that Harry, the interview, will air on ITV1 and ITV10 at 9 p.m. on the 8th of January. So for those of you who can tune in for that, please go ahead and do so. So that's the first release concerning this, and I am so excited. And as we all know, a lot of people had speculated that he would talk to Tom Bradby. They have quite a good rapport. Prince Harry does trust him. And as we all know, Tom Bradby was the one who spoke with the Duchess of Sussex when they were in South Africa, and he famously asked her how she was doing. And Meghan said that she was not doing okay, and that went all around the world. So he has had, as I said before, that relationship with the Duke of Sussex, and it was just so good to know that he has chosen him to give this very, very revelatory interview. And as they've built it here, this interview will have elements that we have never heard before. And in the clip from the ITV, I think 20-second promo clip, the Duke of Sussex is telling Tom Bradby that it never had to be that way. So you can tell he is going to talk from the heart, and we are so hyped for this. This is a two-parter. Now we have More news from CBSNews.com, where they've said this on their website. Prince Harry said he's tried to keep his conversations with the British royal family private, but to combat stories told in the tabloids, he's been forced to make his concerns public. So, Prince Harry told Anderson Cooper in an interview airing on Sunday, January the 8th, on 60 Minutes now, he said this, quote, "Every single time I've tried to do it privately, there have been briefings and leakings and plantings of stories against me and my wife." End quote. And he went on to say, quote, "You know the family motto is never complain, never explain, but it's just a motto. There is a lot of complaining and a lot of explaining being done through leaks." So this is from Prince Harry, who, as I've said right there, will be having an interview that will be airing as well on 60 Minutes on January the 8th. So as I said, it's going to be a two-parter. There's going to be one on ITV and another one on 60 Minutes. So Prince Harry went on to say in the promo clip, quote, "They will feed or have a conversation with a correspondent, and that correspondent will literally be spoon-fed information and write the story. And at the bottom of it, they will say that they've reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment. But the whole story is Buckingham Palace commenting. So when we're told for the last 6 years, we can't put out a statement to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, it becomes..." And he goes on to say, "There becomes a point when silence is betrayal," end quote. So that is so fantastic. I'm amazed by the fact that he will indeed be having two massive interviews with journalists who have a lot of respect in their field. And this is all in the run-up to the new memoir that is releasing, titled Spare. So this is the first time Prince Harry will be on US television discussing his book. And as I said before, he will also be on ITV, and we are so excited to see what he is going to talk about. And I love the fact that, I'm just going to say this, a lot of people had a lot of criticism for the Oprah interview. I'm talking about those who, talk against the Sussexes. They said that the interview wasn't hard-hitting, that she didn't challenge them. And from what I get from this interview, the few clips we've seen, especially this one on 60 Minutes, I think it's going to ask him a lot of questions that he will have to delve more into the details, and it won't be a fluff piece or a fluff interview. It's going to be a hard-hitting one. Not to say that Oprah one wasn't, but that was a lot of criticism from those who do not like the Sussexes. They kept saying that why didn't she challenge them on this and on that. So I think this is something that is going to be very, very well received, even by the critics, because as I said before, both of these journalists in Anderson Cooper and in Tom Bradby, they have the respect of their peers in that industry. And I think this is going to be amazing for their networks as well. As you can see in the ITV press release, they said that ITN Productions is ITN's Oscar-nominated and multi-award winning production company. So they have been nominated and won awards. So, it works both ways. Prince Harry gets to go on there and talk about his book, have that interview where it just leads to that whole build-up for people to get that taste of what the Spare book will have, and also just a chance for him to sit down and have a very open conversation on a level that is so purely journalistically oriented, having someone interviewing him. This is going to be a whole new level for the Duke of Sussex to have this interview where he will sit down and talk one-on-one with journalists who are leaders in their field respectively, and who, have the respect of their colleagues, as I said, and sitting down with ITV and also CBS. Those are quite recognized in the whole brand of journalism. And as I said before, there are not going to be any kid gloves on this. There will be hard-hitting questions. There will be a lot of curiosity in the follow-up of the questions. I think that the Duke of Sussex has done well on this one. Quite a strategic move indeed this is, because you want to have that authoritative journalism on the other end of your book, especially on your first sit-down interviews, because that people want to know that it's coming from, say, like ITV, trusted source of information, who I think for the most part would practice journalistic ethics, in that, they have the hallmarks. They fact check, they give good information, they are not biased, they publish corrections or retractions where necessary, and they have the whole, they make sure it's not all about the bells and whistles, but it's about sitting down face to face discussing the facts. So I'm so glad that the Duke of Sussex has chosen to basically, wade out into the deep waters, for him to have that interview where it's, quote, live. I know it's recorded, but, it's not like a documentary where perhaps people can sit down and check it out in the editing room and all that. Once you have an interview and the cameras turn off, it's off to now that whole network to cut the pieces together, and it's completely out of his hands. So very strategic, and hats off to him, especially now, as I pointed out in the last video, we've seen a lot of the pushback concerning the docuseries, and according to me, a lot of, quote, talking points that have been permeating the press, regurgitating some of the distaste for Meghan in some major US outlets as well. And if you want to know more about that, that's a very, very cool and insightful video of how the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are super brave for going up against, that whole machine. So check out the link that will appear here and here. And by the way, I just had to add this in here. I find this so ironic, very hilarious indeed, that for all the outlets that have been very negative on a constant basis against the Sussexes, telling them that they should hush up and that they, have, worn out everyone's sympathy and patience, and they just want them to be quiet. Isn't it ironic? This meme here, that they are the ones who are covering this. So, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Why are they covering them if they, weary them and tire them out? So that to me is just so interesting. Why do they complain about the Sussexes being in their faces, and they are the ones saying, courtesy of us, we are bringing them to you? It just makes me laugh. I want these people to admit they love the Sussexes. I said this, haters, they're just fans who don't know it yet. They're fans in disguise. It's all right, guys. It's all right. Just, so yeah, I just had to point that out. Talk about ironic. So I'm excited for this. Looking forward to having Prince Harry sitting down in this new independence he has, speaking transparently, talking about the fact that he would want his father and brother back, and opening the curtain on what people have long suspected. He's going to talk about the leaks. He's going to talk about the never explain, never complain being shoved aside for some and the others not, and talking about the fact that he wants his family to reconcile to him and accept where in fact they've gone wrong. I famously want to remind us of Dan Wooten, who he was not a champion of the Sussexes, telling us how the royal family and staff there are the ones leaking these stories. And, he said it, no one put those words in his mouth. A lot of those outlets that do not support the Sussexes have also come out in ways and said that palace sources tell them this and that and the other. So what is that? And of course, we all famously know with the court documents how we found out that, senior members there in the royal family had, given out information. So this is the time where we're going to have the Duke of Sussex giving us a lot of information about events that were directly impacting him in his youth, growing up, the formative years, and Meghan, and right up to date. So I'm excited for this. I want to share this with you. Now share your hype for all this in the comment section below. So happy to spend the first days of the new year with you. I love you all, and a special thank you to those who support this channel, to my Patreon, PayPal, and membership supporters. I would like to say a heartfelt thank you, and I want to give a shout out to a couple of you who support this channel here on YouTube. I would like to say thank you to my beloved supporters, and thank you right now to you, Diane Hawkins, one of the first supporters of this channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you to you, Scotty and Norma Brown, as well, for your long-term support and all the ways that you just give this channel such a boost. I want to say thank you, and a special thank you to you, sweet Kristen Rowe. Thank you so very much for your support for this channel. I love you all so much. You truly warm my heart. And a special thank you to those who gave super thanks. Thank you to Nutty Doctor, who as well is a channel supporter. Thank you so very much. God bless you. I appreciate you. And now, a special thanks to those who gave during the last live. During the premiere, thank you for your super chats and super stickers. A special thank you to Olivia Johnson. Thank you so very much for your super sticker. Thank you. Thank you to Henrietta Palmer, who is also a supporter of this channel, and you go by the handle HenPal. Thank you so very much, and I do wish you a Happy New Year's as well. Thank you to Black Queen, who is always very generous as well during the lives. Thank you for your super chat. I appreciate that. And a special heartfelt thank you to Bonnie, who goes by the handle B10Pal. Thank you for your super sticker. I appreciate you and I love you so very much. You are also a supporter on this channel. Thank you, and God bless you. So once again, leave your hype for the Duke of Sussex's upcoming memoir and your thoughts on these two interviews in the comment section below. I love you all so very much. Have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.